not attempt to adjust your programming. You are now listening to B-Movies and Beyond.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It is episode 310. B-Movies and Beyond. We are super excited. Ryan and I are back with it.
Back with it
For another exciting episode, and I feel like I'm going to be saying a lot of weird things tonight, Ryan, because I'm a little tired, still recovering from the shingles. I got a little, I don't know what this thing is. Like, do you know what? Do you have like other symptoms with the shingles? I probably should look this up, but like I've been dealing with this stupid like runny nose and a sore throat. Like,
you better catch it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't know. I'm so sick and tired of not feeling good and feeling like crap. But we're doing this and it's gonna be great. It's gonna cheer me up, so I'm excited.
You know what's weird is we were just talking about this pre-production of the show. Was like, hey, we're at that age where we're talking about the things that bother us health-wise, and it's, I'm sitting here, I'm like, if there's a movie in a movie theater that's like 3-4 hours long, in my mind, I'm like, dude, I'm gonna have to take a pee break. When I was younger, I was like, I can do this, no problem.
Yeah.
Or like 3.5 hours in the movie theater, like my back hurts. Like, I might fall asleep, I might snore, I might be embarrassed, and I might snore in the middle of a movie theater with people in there. And it's just getting with older. Peter, I would look up other symptoms, because here's the thing, like after COVID, when people start getting COVID, there are weird symptoms afterwards.
That's true.
There's
wait, are you saying this is just COVID? I don't really have shingles, it's COVID.
I think you have shingles and COVID mutated together, and they need to change the laws. Is it a law for like getting a vaccine for shingles after like 55?
Is it a law?
Or why is there like such a stipulation? Why can't you get the vaccination now?
I don't know. Dude, I've talked to so many people that have had shingles, like, and they're not 50, and none of them have gotten the vaccine. They are not allowed to get it. It blows my mind. I don't understand, like, what is, like, our bodies must be at the age of 50, that we're getting shingles, yet they're not letting us have the shingles vaccine. It just makes no sense at all.
Peter, I can't imagine what you're going through and how it's affecting you in your life, and your beard is looking a lot thinner, and your levels of concentration are a lot less.
That's right. Dude, it's just getting old. I was telling my wife the same thing, man. I'm like I'm up at least like twice throughout the night. I gotta pee, or like I said, I've been dealing with some other symptoms. So like I wake up, I can't breathe. So like I'm up all the time. Like, it's just being old sucks.
They say sleep is more important when you're older and when you're a baby. But when you're older, it's like, well, then how do we get more sleep?
Dude, we're at the period where I don't feel like we try to get more sleep, but we just can't do it.
Can't do it, man. I've told myself for the past 2 weeks where I'm like, I'm going to bed at 9, 10 o'clock at night. And then 9, 10 o'clock at night come around, and I'm like, yeah, what's another hour? I'll finish beef. Oh, wait. That's my recommendation. And then it's like 1 a.m, and then I'm up at 8, and I'm like, I think I got 8 hours of sleep, right?
Good math, Ryan. Mm-hmm. Good math. It's close enough. That's what I say now. I don't think I really try to check how many hours I've got. I'm just like, it's close enough. If I can function, I'm good. So,
well, Peter, let's get into, our fans don't need to know how old we're getting. They just know that we've been doing this for like 7 years. So you do the math, but we still have a lot of fun things to do, Peter.
That's right.
Let's start this off with our quick question of the week.
What? How? Why? I have so many questions!
All right, Peter.
This is a long one. Ryan's going to put it up on the screen if you're watching on YouTube, youtube.com/bmoviesbeyond. I forgot where I found this, though. I think this is just on Facebook, but I'll give credit. This is an idea by Kimberly Mosberry, not
I like
Moose.
Mooseberry.
Yeah, me too. But here goes. This is kind of long. I'm not going to do all of it. But you are teleported to medieval times by a wizard. Let's say House of the Dragon. You can't take any modern day weapons. However, the wizard does give you this. You can only choose 2 people whose powers and abilities you can become and use. So, like, on here, they got a lot of Marvel characters, like take their abilities, mutants, whoever you want. I mean, so any fictional, I guess, person, or do we need to like redefine this like down to like Marvel? What do you think, Ryan?
Okay, they are all Marvel characters, right?
On this screen, yes.
Okay, so we're looking this guy over here with the staff. Wait, he doesn't have a staff. Who's this guy in the top left?
Oh, good point. I don't know who that is.
How about this girl?
Maybe there is some DC. That kind of looks like a Robin, but I don't think it's Robin.
And who's this guy with the yellow and blue?
Oh, I know that guy. That's Wolverine.
And then is that Ghost Rider?
Oh, Deathstroke's in here. There's some DC.
Oh, okay. There we go. So, okay. So since we don't know half the people, can we pick whomever?
Oh yeah, you don't have to pick from here.
Oh, okay.
Think.
That's what I was worried about. I was like, who can I pick from here?
Yeah.
All right, 2 people and powers.
But I mean, you gotta think like who's gonna help you in medieval times, right? To survive, like you need that person.
Do they stay the same age when they teleport?
Well, yes. You get their powers, right? You're staying the same age.
Their powers.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Can I cheat this? I mean, would this be cheating the system if I said my number 1 would be Nightcrawler? That way I could just teleport back to normal times?
He can't time travel.
Oh, it's teleportation. Who's a time traveler?
Cable.
Okay, so I would pick Nightcrawler and Cable.
But Cable just has some technology that does it. I don't think that's really his. There's got no wait. Who time travels? There's got to be someone that time travels.
What universe? Flash?
Ooh, you could do some Flashpoint. You're gonna screw up all the universe. You're gonna screw up the whole universe.
Okay, I'll play the game correctly. To survive medieval times with these powers. Okay. I got it. I would take Deadpool, and I'm living there forever, right? Like there's no chance of me coming.
Yeah, I don't think you're stuck there. You're stuck there.
I will take Deadpool and Spawn.
Ooh, okay, why?
Because if I die and become a Hellspawn, I get the awesome cool cape, and I would just fit right in within medieval times, and I would be my own version of a wizard. And then Deadpool's kind of a redundant because if I was Spawn, then I can't die. But that was the point of Deadpool's powers, was I wouldn't be able to die. Spawn can die, right?
Well, I mean, he goes to hell and then he comes back. He's a Hellspawn.
Okay.
So I mean, like, technically, you're kind of dead.
Yeah, but if I was Deadpool, Deadpool.
I like how both your guys are like totally disfigured.
Well, I just want to wear a mask.
Okay, and have a cool cape.
Yeah.
So you're looking for a attire, not so much abilities.
And they kind of look the same too, don't they?
I mean, kind of same color scheme, but I mean the cape, dude. How cool would Deadpool be with that gigantic Spawn cape?
It'd be
He'd bad.
amazing.
Yeah, he'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Add some chains onto him too, man. That's a good. I like that mix.
Yeah.
Now you're just talking about combining characters, which I like.
I'm down with it for medieval times, dude. I think if I was gonna live in that time, a lot of people would just be just confused and scared and terrified of me, and that's how I'd want to walk around living medieval times.
Yeah. So
And
I go ahead.
I would have my powers. I would have, the power to be dead and necromancy stuff, and the power to come back alive. Like, I'd be all right with that.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can take on some dragons, right? I mean, it sounds like if we're saying this is a house of the dragon, like, it sounds like there's some dragons around. So, yeah, but okay. So wait, so Deadpool's you just be able to regenerate, and then you'd be just really be good with, if you found some swords, you'd be really good at some swords.
Mm-hmm. Which there's a
Okay.
lot of them back then.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
Good
you know
point.
who it would be? It would just be medieval Spawn.
Yeah, there's already one of those guys.
Dang it. What can I pick another power? Spawn and Jean Grey.
So you have a little bit of telekinesis and telepathy. Telepathy.
Yeah.
Nice. I
Yeah.
like it. I like that one.
I
So
would be king in no time. I would be king medieval Spawn.
nice. So so you're doing the Deadpool thing because you don't want to die. You want to kind of like survive and make it to the modern day age. Is that what you're trying to do? You're trying to make it back?
Well, see, that's the thing. I would live forever, wouldn't I?
I mean, yeah, technically, yeah. I mean, with the Spawn especially.
But if I was Deadpool, then I can regenerate. But I guess I'd be Wolverine too. I don't know, man. But telekinesis, I can really just control minds and just rule medieval times, and I'd be fine living there if I rolled everything.
Yeah. Yeah. I get, well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like, because I was going to go down the road where, like, all right, I choose Wolverine, right? I want his healing factor, which makes him live for like forever. I mean, not quite forever, but a really long time. Where, all right, I'm trying to get to a modern day age, or do I just do like kind of what you're doing now, is just kind of accept it and just be like, oh, I'm living here forever, and I just want to be a badass in this time, right?
Yeah.
So, I think no matter what, I need Wolverine's healing powers because there's a lot of shit going on back then. They don't have the medicines like we do now. So I need to be able to heal, right? I could accidentally drink the wrong water somewhere and could die from that. And so I need healing factors to keep me healthy. And then the other one's really for my, what do I want to do for fun?
I like that one of them is like for fun.
Yeah. What could I do for fun? I thought, Scarlet Witch was a really good one, but I almost feel like it's too much. It's almost too powerful.
Oh yeah, but she's like, yeah, she is pretty powerful. That's a good one.
And I can also like make my own reality with that power.
So you can live in medieval times, but make your own reality in current times?
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. So how awesome would that be? Could you imagine all the confused people be like, what is this thing? And it's a toaster.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to do Scarlet Witch. I mean, I think you can do a lot with those powers.
And it doesn't matter because, again, I don't think she's one to die.
I think she can die, but now with Wolverine's healing factor and Scarlet Witch's hexing powers, I think I'm set, man. I'm set. I can take on all the germs there, and I can take on dragons.
Okay, so I guess if I'm a Hellspawn, I'm always dead. And if I'm Jean Grey, I like how we picked one way to continue to heal, and then one to oh, except for Spawn's fucked up because like once he's out of his necro power, he's dead.
Oh, does that it runs out?
Yeah. Well, initially, like that was the point of Spawn is he couldn't use too much of it because he would just be dead.
Dead.
Yeah. But maybe that's changed. I don't know.
Hey, I don't know. You got Jean Grey's powers too. Like maybe you can make new goo.
Yeah, I think in one of the video games it regenerates when you kill other people, so I could kill people through telekinesis and re-goo everything.
Yeah, regoo yourself.
Re-goo myself. I like it.
Nice. Cool. Well, I like that type of question. I think we're gonna have to figure out some more wizard questions in the future.
Ooh, we're going wizardry in these, huh?
Yeah, I like it. I like it because we can go wherever we want. Figure out what to do. Hey, anyone that's listening or watching, leave in a comment, what are your two people that powers and abilities that you would take to the medieval House of Dragon times?
Well, let me ask you another question, Peter. Are you and I in the same medieval House of Dragon times?
I would assume the wizard would take us to the same spot.
Because then we would just control everything.
Yeah, and then we were like, hey, you want some modern day stuff? Let me just do a little hexing shit.
And then I would just trick people and make them roast giant turkey legs for me, and I'd feast like nobody's business.
Huzzah!
Make my own
great.
Renaissance festival.
Yeah. So, I'd make everyone do like some jousting and all that good stuff. I think we have a good time there, Ryan.
We'll make the best out of it. I agree.
Oh yeah. Oops. Well, I switched it to trailers. We got to move on.
Yep.
Here are some exciting coming attractions from
B-movies and beyond.
Trailers.
We got some interesting trailers this week.
I tried to find something intriguing, and I think we did okay without 2 out of the 4, right?
Yeah, definitely 2 out of 4.
Let's get the crappy ones out of the way. Are they making a Mufasa live action prequel to The Lion King?
I think
that
so.
Fake? Okay.
No,
so it's
I think
real.
that was real.
Okay.
I think so.
It looks fake.
Which, yeah, it was odd. I turned it off like I think halfway through. Did I turn it off? I don't know because there really wasn't much to it, but it said Jon Favreau was doing it. It's supposed to come out June-ish.
2024.
But here's 2024.
Yeah.
Oh, did they just have like a big like Disney announcement thing? Did something happen with Disney?
Disney
I
has
just
some
saw
like 100 something, like maybe Disney 100.
Yeah, because I felt like I saw like a few different Disney things that came up recently.
July 5th, 2024, dude.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. It's that realistic CGI. Jon Favreau's doing it, and in the trailer it has James Earl Jones doing his voice, which we all love, right? And then like, oh, this is a prequel, and it's all different voice, and I'm like, I hate this. I hate it. It doesn't sound like this is what you would sound like as a kid or as a teenager. Like it just doesn't make any sense to me. So totally out on that. Crossing that off the list. Fuck you, Mufasa, Disney Plus.
Let's
Young
see, Seth
Mufasa.
Rogen.
I should say young Mufasa.
Yeah, I don't know, man. There will not be a remake of Simba's Pride, but September 22nd at D23, it was announced that the film would be titled Mufasa. Yeah, I don't know. And you know what? Seth Rogen is tied to it, and I'm really mad at Seth Rogen because he needs to give me a Ninja Turtle trailer.
That's right.
Yeah, just saying that.
Don't tease us with the toys.
Next up, dude, Are they releasing too many Scream trailers? Because now I'm seeing Ghostface shooting people. Has Ghostface ever shot anybody?
Oh, I must have missed the gun.
It was like in the convenience store.
Interesting. No, I don't think he has. It's always a knife.
Yeah, so like, and then this one's like, oh well, I'm changed the game or something like that, or like he's a different Ghostface. So I don't know, man. I know Ghostface is important to each individual movie and how they solve it and whatnot, but why change the character so much? Like, I like him just maybe it's because they're in a subway in New York or something. I don't know.
I think it's just because they're in New York. You gotta have a gun in New York.
True, true.
Yeah. After watching like the first trailer for Scream 6, like I've kind of like skipped the other ones because nothing new's coming out from those trailers, right?
Right.
Besides this little like, all right, oh, there might be using a gun, like, or it could be some totally other person that's dressed up as a Scream, character. Like I just there's so many reasons for that, and I don't really care. I just as long as they make a decent story, I'm excited to watch it. And I think I like that they're moving it out to New York. I'm really excited for that and the potential of this. So the trailer, I mean, at least whatever trailer I watched looks really good, and I'm excited to see it. So something that's coming out this month, something exciting.
Okay, Peter, this one I didn't. Okay, first and foremost, this is called Die Hart 2. Now, the premise of this is Kevin Hart is. It starts off kind of like like the Nicolas Cage, uh, um, unbearable weight of massive talent, like where he's looking for work and they're pitching a movie, and then it ends up becoming a real thing, and he's like, oh no, it's just part of the script and the promo and the movie and stuff, and then uh the trailer shows a bunch of stuff going on and he's playing it off like he's Kevin Hart and he's used to it and then meets up with John Cena. But my thing is, I didn't know there was a first one of these.
So I'm on his IMDb page, and I am very confused as well. So there's a TV series that there was Die Hart TV series.
Okay.
There's like 10 episodes from 2020, and that's all there is. And then I go up, and yes, there is this Die Hart the movie, but it doesn't seem like it's the sequel. So I'm very confused by this. And it also says that it's coming out to Amazon Prime, not to the Roku channel.
Yeah.
So
And the other one is it looks like it started off on Quibi.
maybe the Die Hart started off in Quibi.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if Amazon got the Quibi episodes.
Roku channel, okay, renewed, was moved to Roku, Die Hart. So Roku channel got it. And then the movie, okay, Quibi, gotcha. The movie is now Kevin Hart. Regardless, it looks funny, but my concern with Kevin Hart is he concerned his career's already coming to a head?
Why do you say that?
Because he's making a lot of movies and he's being typecast and he's kind of doing stuff like Nicolas Cage is doing currently.
Hmm.
But oh my gosh, dude, it's not even listed on his Wikipedia. Um I'm confused. Duh.
With this trailer though, I am I thought it looked pretty entertaining. It was something that was like I would watch this. Um and I like the whole idea. It's like he's like the action star, and I love the very beginning. We're like, dude, you just set up a whole action scene to happen in your own house to like sell a script. He's like, yeah,
Yeah.
and all of them are like, no. But then he gets caught up in a real action movie, which I think is probably the same premise as the first one, but this is the sequel. And it's coming to Roku channel, which again, it's free. Uh, I loved what they did with Weird Al, and
True.
if this is up to par with that, I'm excited. I just don't know if it's real or not.
After this podcast, I'm gonna do some investigation work and maybe watch Die Hart because I think it's worth a watch. It looks very fun and interesting.
Yeah, I agree. I might do the same.
Well, next up, Peter, this one looks pretty interesting. It's called The Blackening.
I I love this trailer.
Me too, actually.
Does it make you racist though?
No, and here's why: is because I was contemplating this, watching this. I was like, they're doing every black trope possible in horror movies.
Yeah.
They announced them in the movie. Here's a smart one. We should break up. We should split up. We should someone's a stone. Like every black trope possible. It's
I
hey, if
love
you can't.
the intro of the trailer is that they can't all die first. Uh,
True though. I mean, maybe this breaks the tropes. Maybe this is the movie where it's like, hey, it's completely different. Like, whatever other movie, bodies, bodies, bodies. Like, I thought
mhm.
that was gonna be completely different. Or I thought it was gonna be the same. I'm sorry, as like every slasher, scream type of movie,
Yeah.
whatnot. But
Yeah.
this one is, it was different and it was good, different.
Mhm. Mhm.
So ultimately, I'm in for this because I think they're poking fun at not just like they're poking fun at the tropes of horror movies and
Black people in horror movies
exactly,
on
yes.
top of yes, the horror genre itself, which like I mean, so it's called The Blackening. A group of friends they find uh, a game called The Blackening. Looks very racist.
And it looks like a game of like Saw. Even the guy is kind of like a
Yeah,
he sounds like Jigsaw a little bit.
yeah. And then it turns into a Saw type game where video camera. There's this killer, but then like here's what I like is that it kind of it it dives into a little bit of those things, but then it kind of goes off in its own direction where like it has this masked man just running around with a crossbow trying to take out all the people. So I kind of like that it has its own identity for this movie, even though it's going to have a lot of these tropes involved with it. But it looks hilarious, though.
Yeah, it does. I'm just reading this. Raphael Montemayor graded the film a B, calling it the first great horror parody of post Get Out era, and writing that every slasher movie needs a good villain, and here the killer wears a blackface leather mask. Uh, hey, here's the thing: if you can't poke fun at, what was that movie that Jonah Hill just came out with, where it was very
Oh, you people?
you people, and it was a movie about playing on racism and
Yeah.
different cultures being racist or prejudice and poking fun at it. And here's my thing, dude. Like, if they understand what they're making and filming, have fun with it. I mean, it, it's hard to say it without saying it, but just have fun with your craft and have fun with the movie. Blackening knows what it is, and I want to go see it. I'm not going to see it because it's just a bunch of black people and they're in a horror movie and it's going to be uh racist. No, it's not. It's poking fun at the thing,
Yeah.
and they understand it. It's like Scary Movie. Remember, Scary Movie was
Hmm.
very even even had Redman in it, and he was being chased by Ghostface, and they ended up getting him high, and
Yeah.
they it's a parody of it. Let
Yeah.
parodies be parodies, and this looks fun.
I agree. I'm totally in. Can't wait. June 16th for that one.
Hell yeah,
Yep.
Peter. Let's move on.
All right.
News has been kind of lame lately, dude. So we can just pound right through this one.
All right.
I don't even know how current these articles are. I was just finding stuff that was interesting to me. Kevin Smith quits smoking weed and explains why. Basically, he's like done it for 15 years. He wants to be present, and essentially kind of wants to be like a figure like Stanley was.
This is shocking to me. I don't get it, to be honest. So now did he, because he's been such an advocate for like weed, right? Like
Yeah.
that's been his, substance of choice where, it's what I think mellowed him out, uh, and kind of made him who he was. And now he's denouncing it like this. Like, and that he wants to be present. So like he's basically just explaining that like all those times that he was doing weed is that it had a negative effect on him, right?
Yeah. Do you think this goes along with Jason Mewes? Because he had such a bad substance problem, and Kevin Hart, Kevin Smith was there to support him, and maybe it kind of helped him kind of see the light or some different way of looking at it.
Dude, I have no idea. Like, because so they had a podcast together, and I don't know, it might still be going on. But his whole thing was, and Jay's been sober for a really long time, unless there's been some relapse that I'm not aware of. But he, his whole thing was like control your high, basically.
Yeah.
Was, don't do things you can't handle, right? Jay knows like he has a substance abuse policy or thing, policy. he his policy is that he can't handle his drugs. He's addicted. And so he just can't do it, right? Because he goes off the rails. Kevin Smith doesn't have that issue. Like he doesn't even like drink. Like this is all the guy does is smoke weed. But it's interesting unless somehow he determined that it was, maybe he went down some hole and it got worse for him. But yeah, it's weird. I'm gonna have to dig into this a little bit deeper, try to hear some of his podcasts, because he always repeats everything he's talking about multiple times on all his different podcasts. So I'll find it out somehow why that is. But it's shocking, a little sad too, because I guess I'm thinking that there's a better way that you can do it. I think you can just be like, I'm over it now. I don't think you have to say like I want to be more present. Just be like, I'm over it. I've done 15 years of it, and now my body, I don't have the same
Enjoyment.
Yeah, I don't have the same enjoyment. I don't need it anymore. So
And that's okay. Like you and I were talking about, like it's good for us like to go to a concert on Monday night and go enjoy a show. We don't have to like go out and like get loaded and ruin our nights and forget about the concert and stuff. We can just go enjoy a good concert, be with our friends, and be like, all right, dudes, drive safe. See ya.
yeah. So
It's okay. I like
yeah.
it. If anything, I kind of enjoy it more now because it's to agree with Kevin Smith. You're more in your presence, and maybe that's what he's trying to take in right now. Like he spent so many years of being in that mindset, and if this is going to be his next step and his be a star for a long time, then cool. But just let us know. Yeah, just you don't have to announce it. Just don't do it, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's not a big deal, bro.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. You're an adult. You do what you want. So all right. What's next?
Steven Yeun. Yeun?
Mhm.
Okay. I like this because they MCU may have cast him as Sentry, which is unique.
Okay.
And what I like about this is, okay, Sentry is like MC Marvel's Superman, but he's unstable and he's a big baddie and he's a good guy. Like he's part of the Thunderbolts. He's a big deal. Like he is the answer to DC's Superman. He's kind of like Homelander in a way,
Yeah.
What I like about this is, hey, in the comics, dude is big, buff, blonde hair, long blonde hair, but Steven Yeun's not. He's Asian. Marvel pulls this off. Awesome. Here's the thing. Steven Yeun's a great actor.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be like, oh, well, he's Asian. He can't be this character. Not at all, dude. He's a good actor, and I think he can fit that role really well with his acting style. The only thing I would ask, dude, if you're going to be a big buff Superman type arc character, get a little muscle mass. That'd be fine. I mean, you saw who was I always forget his real acting name or his real name, but his character in Silicon Valley.
Oh, Camille.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
He got buff,
Yeah,
and
he did. Yeah.
it didn't change anything about the way he moved forward with his career. He just, I mean, there's sometimes where you look at him and you're like, yeah, he's funny, and then sometimes you're like, dang, dude, what happened? You're super buff. So,
It's weird though. When I see him now, he's still funny, but it's just odd just seeing him so ripped now. But good for him. He's healthy. Here's the thing. The thing that I think caught my attention when you said this was just he's unstable. And I think that's the part that you can capitalize, which I think would be the part that Steven's going to bring that unstable part where I think you can have a lot of fun with that as an actor. So
wasn't he good at that in the movie with the balloons and the aliens? Us? No, not Us. Is it Us?
nope.
Thank you.
Yeah, he's a little bit. I don't know if I'd call him quite unstable, but yeah, he played like an eccentric character. I was also thinking that like there's a little like indie horror movie that he did that's pretty fun. Basically, he's like running through this office building, killing people that are like infected.
Is it Burning? No.
Is it? No, it's
And dude, this helps him break out of this typecast.
Mayhem. It's called Mayhem.
Mayhem.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Yeah,
and
that's
dude,
a fun one.
Like he was good in The Walking Dead when he had some of his kill scenes. He was able to just really ignite that like craziness. So
Yeah.
good casting choice. I hope they move forward with it. If you look at the Wikipedia of Steven Yeun, he is cast in it, but no role, and it says pre-production. So if anything, he's in it, and I'm excited. And this makes me a little bit more excited about the Thunderbolts just in general, because this is going to be an awesome all-star cast. And I think it might be right up there with the Avengers. Next up, speaking of casting, Spider-Man Across the Universe cast Deadpool actor Karan Soni as Spider-Man India.
Oh, the taxi driver?
Yeah. Did I say his name right?
Sure.
Who's this character in Deadpool?
He's a taxi driver, right?
Yeah, but he has a name in it, right?
Oh, I don't taxi driver. I don't know, but he was fantastic. I don't remember what his name was, though.
I think he'll be a good voice for Indian Spider-Man.
Yeah, I like that. It's pretty recognizable.
Dopender.
Oh yeah.
Dopender. So yeah. Hell yeah. Again, here's the thing. Marvel can do these casts, and it doesn't have to state, like, it doesn't need to be a statement. Just cast the people. Let them act. Let actors act. I love it.
Yeah.
Last but not least, this isn't really news, but I thought this was interesting. Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't film a single scene with his Batman and Robin co-stars. What? George Clooney went on record. He's like, yeah, I mean, I was on set with him, but like when we were filming with him in the suit, like it was a stunt double. And anytime Arnold was there, like it wasn't really like he wasn't in the suit, and it wasn't any scene with Batman or Robin. And he got paid $25 million for it, dude.
Wow.
Could you imagine not having to act with your coworkers in a film and getting paid? I think Clooney's like, I got paid $1 million for it. Like, how does George Clooney get paid $1 million and Arnold 25, and they don't even act together?
Well, I mean, George Clooney wasn't really the star then. He was doing like ER still.
Oh yeah.
Like he was still up and coming. I don't know. So like there's been a lot of Batman and Robin news because I think they're on the 30 years right now. And and it's been interesting the stuff they talked about. And one of the things they mentioned was just how all those stunt people and how well they did, because they had stunt peoples for like every single thing. There's that movie's insane with like there's ice skating, there's Batman just doing all kinds of flips and everything. Same thing with Robin. Dude, each one of those people, that's a different stunt person that they just had all these different people in this Batman costume. And then again, how they had to shoot it, and then they just do a close-up of George or Arnold and whoever. Like, really, they probably could have just done that whole movie without really seeing anybody. Like, they could have all been separate, so it doesn't surprise me at all that Arnold was never really interacting with anyone, especially with those one-liners that he was giving.
Oh my gosh, and they were so bad, weren't they?
Yeah. I mean, I think you mean good. So good.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Peter, if there was an alternate universe, would you pay Joel Schumacher to make Batman and Robin the sequel and cast everybody all over again?
Oh man. Yes. Yes, I would. Like, dude, there isn't a little part of you to be like, all right, what would come after Batman and Robin? Because I mean, dude, they brought in so each time they bring in a new like Bat person, like Robin gets on the title, then they got to bring in a Batgirl, right? So
Yeah.
so would it be Batman, Robin, and Batgirl, and then like next time they bring in another Bat member, Bat family person, like I don't know what
Batman,
they would
Robin,
do.
Batgirl, Bat Belt.
Yeah.
Batman, Robin, Batgirl, and Alfred.
Did you what I heard or I read is that Michael Keaton now is the same age as what Alfred was back when they did Batman. So he's the same
What?
age as that actor as he was back then when he played Alfred.
The original Alfred?
Yeah, from Tim Burton's Batman.
No way.
I think so.
That dude was old, Peter.
He looked old, but that's when it's like Michael Keaton just looks really good.
I don't know. Okay, he died. He was 94 in 2011. Let's do a little bit of math on that. 2011 minus 1989. So that was 22 years. If he was 94 minus 22, he would have been 72. Is Michael Keaton 72 years old?
Yes.
No way. I'm fact checking.
Sure.
Holy crap, he's 71 years old. Michael Keaton's 71 years old. That just blew my mind.
Yeah, crazy, right?
That just blew my mind, dude. Holy smokes.
And he's still Batman.
Wow. The more you know. I need that on my... Well, he was in Dracula too, Alfred?
I don't know.
Dude, that Alfred had a laundry list of roles before Batman. That's what I like about Batman movies. They always get this like well-renowned like actor to be Alfred, and he's just like Alfred. Now it's Andy Serkis, but before that it was Michael Caine. Then they've had a good list of Alfreds. Who was Jeremy Iron too. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And geez, dude, Alfred's been played by some top-notch people.
Dude, Alfred's the shit.
Alfred is a shit. All right, that's our news for the day, Peter, and the week. Hey, Hollywood, give us a little bit better news, please.
Yeah, come on,
Where's
guys.
have Chris Rock slap Will Smith this time, please. But you know what we got, Peter?
What's that?
The meat.
The meat.
The meat. Dude, we should have a show called The Meat.
What do we do during this show?
I guess it would be like the soup.
We just discuss what Hollywood's not reporting.
Yeah.
Or what kind of meat people are eating.
or what kind of meat, and then how it translates to your illnesses such as gout.
Mm.
And
Is the meat? Is that what caused my shingles?
it could. Let's look it up while we do the show.
Okay.
Does shingles or does red meat affect shingles? I don't know if that's a way to rephrase that. It says improve diet. Eat lots of leafy greens, tomatoes. No, it says red meats. You're good.
Okay,
You're good.
cool.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Eat all the red meat you want.
All right, thank you.
Peter, let's look at our notes over here. I'll tell you, it's been a I was supposed to see Cocaine Bear. However, that is going to be delayed, so that might be next week's episode. Hopefully we can get that because I feel like that movie is going to be just one of those good movies, and screw Hollywood. You guys are, or critics, whatever. But dude, I watched The Crow. Have you ever watched The Crow?
Yes.
When's the last time you watched The Crow?
It has been a while. I would say at least 5 years, probably.
I think the last time I watched The Crow was like in the early 2000s.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I might have been in high school when last time I watched it.
I feel like, when I had cable, dude, like, oh man, I haven't had cable in a long time, so it could be more than 5 years, but
Yeah.
like that was one of those ones where like if you saw it on TV, I'm watching it, right? But it's been definitely a long time since I've actually like put it on.
Watching The Crow as an adult is completely different because I'm like, wait a minute. This guy's out to revenge because he was killed and brought back to life because he watched a bunch of crackheads murder and rape his girlfriend. What?
Yeah, it's brutal.
It's a brutal story. And Brandon and dude, like the way the movie was filmed, everybody's shooting the guy. So like the fact that he actually died by a gunshot in the movie, yeah, dude, they pointed a gun at him a lot,
Mm-hmm.
point blank. So it's tough to watch, dude. Like still knowing what happened behind it, who passed away, dude. Bruce Lee's son,
Yeah, I
Brandon
know.
Lee,
It's
and he's a good
crazy.
actor. He was a good actor, dude. He had so much potential to be Bruce Lee, if not more. What a sad. And here's the thing: Bruce Lee's wife and his daughter are like they have nothing to do with media or Hollywood or anything like that. Like after this, they were just out. Um, but The Crow wasn't. They still made so many different sequels about this, and this is one of those movies like, dude, it should have just been a one and done. And I'm okay with it being a one and done because it captured the story enough. You don't need to expand on it. Like I understand the 90s was one of those things where they were like, hey, we got to make an anthology about this. We got to make this trilogy. We got to complete this series no matter who the actor is, no matter how we continue to film this. The next one was City of Angels, and not even close. Who's Vincent Perez? Nobody cares. You know, The Crow, Stairway to Heaven. I think that was a series. Terrible.
Yeah.
And then what was the one? Was it Wicked Prayer with yeah, Edward Furlong, dude,
Wow.
was The Crow.
Now, do you think The Crow was successful, as successful as it was because of what happened,
Yes.
or is it not because it's like really good movie? Like I think it is a really cool concept and everything, but I think I'm with you. Like I don't know if it warranted as much spinoff and sequels as it got.
It grossed 94 million in 1994 on a 23 million dollar budget. You're right, because this is one of those movies where comic book movies were trying to find their identity, so they were picking the weird one-offs. This is right there with Darkman or The Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Those didn't get the same kind of recognition that this did. And The Shadow is what, Liam Neeson?
No, that was Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin. Darkman is Liam Neeson.
Yes.
they're still acting. Well, not Alec Baldwin, but they're still. I mean, they still had very successful careers, but those franchises didn't. The
Mhm.
Crow was right there with it. But I agree with. I mean, to answer your question, yes, because of Brandon Lee's death and the news that it made, um, it became a cult classic, and it's one of those movies where, dude, the story is good, but it could be better. And I think it was just one of those movies that was highlighted because of the death of the actor.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I was gonna look up on Rotten Tomatoes to see what this thing gets. Rotten Tomatoes.
And Ernie Hudson's in this too, by the way,
Oh yeah, I know. Fantastic.
and Tony Todd.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, and some of the scenes, dude, where he's just like, where was he? The one, not the. I'm looking up the death right now, but it's the explosion. In the oh yeah, Eric kills him, making him overdose on his own morphine stash. Dude, like the way that he gets his revenge and kills these people that were involved in it. He's pretty freaking brutal in it. And if rumors were that they're remaking this, by the way.
Yeah, they've been talking about that for so long. I think I even heard like an update like this year, but I don't know, man. I just I think they need to leave it alone. Like, so I'm just looking on IMDb. Like, yeah, The Crow, 1994, 84%. It was certified fresh, dude. Like every other thing that's with The Crow is like under 20%.
Holy shit, Peter. They finished production on
On the remake.
yeah, Bill Skarsgård is the Crow, is Eric
Wow.
Draven, and then FTA Twigs is Draven's fiance, and Danny Hudson is undisclosed role. Um, Remake underway in Czech Republic, August 26, 2022, September 16th, the film wrap production. Holy shit! So this is coming out.
Wow. Okay, maybe that's what I read. I forgot because I didn't believe it.
Wow, that's interesting. Okay, we're getting another Crow, and it's Bill Skarsgård. What do you think about that casting?
I like it. I like Bill.
I do too. I was kind of
Yeah.
thinking like a Jason Momoa would be a good Crow, but
Hmm.
he's too beefy. You need like a you need to get one of those wrestlers like who looks like the Crow and has portrayed the Crow for a long time in his career. Maybe his name is Sting.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I
something
like
like
it.
that. I don't know. I'll work on that idea.
Yeah. I don't, like the one of the other things that I remember is with The Crow is just the soundtrack was amazing.
I love 90s movies like that. The dark like metal sound into like um industrial type of soundtracks that came, like Spawn was a good one, The Crow was a good one. Um they all just had those like bangers of songs on their soundtracks, and The Crow was
Yeah.
one of the first of it. So
Yeah. I love that soundtrack. So I think that also had a big impact on my love for it. So I need to watch The Crow again. That's what you've pointed out to me. I need to watch it. So it still holds up then.
still holds up. I mean, I hate to say and continue to bring this up, but it was only popular because it gained its popularity because Brandon Lee's death. But it's one of those movies you can always just kind of put on and watch. So it
Yeah.
holds up.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Ryan, I watched another uh Gerard Butler flick.
You're on that kick, aren't you?
Dude, I told you, man, last
Yep.
week I totally forgot about this one. I forgot that I sat down one day on Netflix and I just found this and I put it on just because I think I mentioned it last week how like, dude, Gerard just like he has like a track record, man. He makes some pretty entertaining action flicks, and this is another one. So this came out last year. It's called Last Seen Alive. It's on Netflix right now. Um, excuse me. Really simple premise. Even a little bit terrifying, a little bit, which I'll get into. Where he plays Will, and the movie starts off. They're driving with his wife to go to this place, and you can tell like tensions are high, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking at IMDb, and it says it's his soon to be ex-wife, which I don't know. I think that's being a little bit they're going on a break, so the wife needs some time to figure out some things. So he's driving her to go stay with her parents forever long it needs. Like, she's going through some shit. They're having some marital issues. Is marital? Is that a word?
Marato?
Marato.
I like Marato.
Yes. So there are some Marato issues. And so they're like, I don't know, like 15 minutes like outside or from like the parents' house, and he needs to get gas. They stop at this gas station. He's pumping the gas. She goes into the gas station to get something, and then boom, she's gone. Gerard has no idea where she went, and
I've seen this movie.
Have you?
Yes.
Okay.
I watched this with my dad.
Oh, did you guys like it?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's pretty good, right?
It's a good movie. Like, okay,
Yeah.
where he loses his wife at the gas. Oh, dude, this movie's really good.
This scene, man, in particular, I was kind of like, holy shit, like what is this? Like, so it just follows him around. This is a pretty long like scene where he's just like, where's my wife? Did you see my wife come in here? And like I don't know, man. I don't know. Like the gas station attendant, they don't know. They're not saying anything. Like, she's like, he was right here. And then he just starts running around the gas station lot, like yelling her name, looking for her, doesn't know what to do, starts freaking out. Like, I thought really well acted. Like, I was feeling it where like, man, I could not imagine if I was in this situation, like how I would feel. Like, I'd feel like probably similar to him, where you're just, you just feel so lost, and you're just and frantic. He's just running around everywhere, doesn't know what to do. At the same time, he's like, do I stay here? Do I go? Like where could she have gone? And you feel all those emotions. And then he calls the cops. Cops get involved, which I gotta say, these cops, I felt like the main detective guy was a little bit shady. And he starts freaking out with them, like, my wife is gone, she was just there, like there's nowhere she could have gone. But they're like, hey, you can't really be a missing person until X amount of time. And like, she knows the area is very easy, that she just hopped in with someone else. And he's like, without telling me, like, bullshit, like every single like question that I had, where I was like, they're gonna do something stupid. Like, he thinks through all the little holes and has answers to them. The same thing with Plane. I felt he did the exact same thing with Plane, where he patches all those little holes that are gonna make you like upset, like, oh man, you didn't fill that hole, like for me. So he's making these movies for me. Thank you, Gerard. And so I that scene was awesome, and it just takes on from there, where then I think it starts turning into a different movie, but where he's just on a search to go find his wife, and it takes them all to these different shady aspects of this town and the ongoings of it. And he's like a one man like army / search party to go find his wife, and nothing's gonna stop him, even though she's trying to like supposedly like leave him, like, but like to try to take a little break because they're having issues, and he like will not stop. And so it takes them to like various characters, and it's him taking the investigation into his own hands. The one thing I'll say though is, like, throughout all of this, I just kept on thinking like, oh man, he's breaking so many laws. Like, there's at one point where he kidnaps some guy
Mhm.
and has him in the back of the trunk. Cops pull him over for speeding, and he flees the scene, and then they open up the trunk and this guy's tied up in the background. I'm like, right there, like, I don't care if this guy's bad or not. Like, I think you're gonna get in trouble for that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. You hit the point in the film where I was like, hold on, hold on. They're just gonna let that slide?
Yeah.
Like, they're obviously, and like the detective is like, he's like, oh well, it's like a moral compass kind of thing for him, and he's like, well, we know we got to go after him. This isn't right, but like they realize what's his name, Knuckles.
Yeah, the one that he had tied up. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they start investigating him about it. And okay, your review, sorry. But that was a point where I was like, wait a minute, he's breaking all kinds of laws himself. Like, if he gets away with this, he's got to go to jail himself.
I was kind of waiting for something like that. But I think I was a little bit okay. I felt like there's a little thing at the end where like the cops just like kind of shakes his hands like, now I think he says this, like, you might have to remind me, but he's basically like, don't go doing that again. Let us do our jobs. But I'm glad you got through this, basically.
Yeah, they were like happy to see him reunited with the end of the story. They were happy to see the outcome, and then like look back at the scene of what just happened, and they're like, all right, well, just be gone, don't do it again.
Yeah. Like, just don't make that a habit. Like, let us do our job. You know, besides that aspects of it, like, you just gotta go with it and have a good time. And so it, but I just love, like, Gerard Butler just does such a great job at being these like this action star, but he's also just supposed to be like an everyday man, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just everyday guy, and how that happens. And I thought that was especially apparent with this one because like he kind of gets beat up kind of a bit, and then he has to just kind of like fight back, and it's just sheer will that he like overcomes some of these obstacles, um or just something by happenstance happens that kind of saves him, which I thought was also very funny towards the end of the film. um all in all, though, I thought some really nice scenes that brought in a lot of tension where I was very concerned. um there are flashbacks that kind of help, just it makes you more connected to him and the wife, and like wanting to like find out what's going on with her, and if she's going to be okay. And then I think the ending had a satisfying ending too, where I was like, man, this is not what I was expecting, and it was good. So
He's Gerard Butler has a way of creating a very intense situation in his films because he's a producer on this, right?
yeah, yep.
And he's pretty good at creating that, like you said, I don't know what I would do in this situation. So maybe that's where this film kind of kicks off, where like he's doing the things where you wouldn't expect someone to do. And then he's good at resolving them and still being
Yeah.
a good entertaining movie where you're just like, how did that outcome just happen? Like, it's total not real life sometimes, but I mean, they just kind of play it off like, okay, all right, see you later, Batman.
Yes. And what I don't, is it because of him, or it's not, I just can't tell, but like they do it in such a good way that I'm not upset, right? I'm not
Mm-hmm.
upset that was like, that was kind of silly, and like I feel like that shouldn't happen, but at the same time, like the way everyone's handling the situation, like either laugh it off real quickly, or you're so quickly on to the next part where you're so invested that you let all these other things go. And also, I mean, I think it helps that these movies are, they are just kind of silly action flicks, right? This one had the additional, though, is a little bit more emotional because of the I mean, I cannot say how much I liked that scene in the beginning, dude. Like, I was like, I felt a little frantic, man. Like, where's his wife?
You're like, where's my wife? Where's my wife?
yes. I was.
Buddy, you're still here, right? Okay, cool.
That part was so good, and maybe that's why I putting this a little bit higher than the rest. But I don't know. Really enjoyed it. It's on Netflix, guys. You can check it out. Last Seen Alive. So.
Oh, I guess I need to tell people where to watch The Crow, right? Just turn on cable TV. It's on there somewhere.
There you go.
I mean, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong at all.
Like forever, like it was a movie on TBS at like 10 o'clock at night.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I always watched it. So,
all
right.
Peter, I do love that movie. Like when you started describing it, I was like, dude, this movie hit. Like this.
Yeah.
And have you seen Law Abiding Citizen, by the way?
Yes.
You have. Okay. We talked about that the last time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Dude, I don't know when the last time you saw it, but that's one of those movies. There's like 3 of those movies I can always watch, dude. And it's like The Accountant, Law Abiding Citizen, and the one with Wolverine and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Prisoners,
yes.
that's a good one.
Yeah, all 3 of those are just one of those TBS movies where like, dude, it's on and it's gonna stay on.
Yeah. Which a Law Abiding Citizen's kind of an interesting one because that's a twisty movie, and yet it is still fun to rewatch. I watched that not too long ago, and
even if you know the outcome, it's like this movie where you're like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. All right.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, okay.
Yeah, it's good. So I wonder if he produced it. I'll have to check. But
he did. I looked that up 100%.
Man, and that was early on, dude. The one that my next one is I'm gonna go watch Angel Has Fallen, like because I love that whole franchise, and I don't know why I haven't gotten to this last one, Angel Has Fallen, but Olympus Has Fallen is awesome, London Has Fallen, and I need to watch Angel Has Fallen. So
Peter, his first producing gig was Wrath of Gods.
Okay.
Documentary, and his first producing was Law Abiding Citizen. So he has some stories. I wonder if he's going to tie all these together.
It's just one Gerard Butler universe.
Hey, if Liam Neeson could do it, I'm all for it. Did you see my? Okay, let's move on because I had a really funny tweet. Okay. All right. Ready?
Yes!
Ready.
Yes! Oh! Oh, God. Oh.
I'll have what she's having.
Recommendations by us. Recommendations.
Woo!
By Peter and Ryan and Churro. Churro watches movies with me too. Dude, okay. I had an epiphany. You know how we're trying to start this Fast and Furious universe? The expansion of it.
Yes, we're trying really
going
hard.
to space, Cadillacs and dinosaurs, meeting with Nick Cage and Gone in 60 Seconds. We need the animated universe.
Okay.
Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Vin Diesel's first gig was a toy commercial for which
Street Sharks.
Street Sharks. Thank you. Why can we not have a CGI animated Street Sharks movie voiced by Vin Diesel and the rest of the Fast and Furious crew where Street Sharks run the streets in their cars?
I don't know. They should have that.
I'm using dick fingers on here, but I think that would be the greatest way to expand the Fast and Furious universe because the Street Sharks can have their cool Street Shark cars. They can run the streets. Streaks can still have his rollerblades, drive in his car with his rollerblades on. Slamu could be slamming things with his car. Come on.
I'm in.
All right.
Man, I hope it happens. I just hope that, we talk enough about Street Sharks that maybe it's the next Seth Rogen project out there, like we're going to will this into existence.
Hey, if Seth Rogen, Seth, we know you're listening. Finish Ninja Turtles, then do Street Sharks, then do Battletoads.
Oh.
And then Biker Mice from Mars.
And then have them all come together in one movie.
Oh, dude, that would be the coolest movie ever. It'd be Mutant Mayhem.
Yes. And
Hmm,
aliens.
and aliens.
Yeah.
Where does Bucky O'Hare fit? He was just a bunny, right?
Yeah, but isn't he's the alien though?
Oh yeah, he is an alien.
Yeah, so he fits in with aliens.
And biker mice from Mars.
Yeah, yeah, those guys. Man, that'd be so cool. Do you have a recommendation, or was that your recommendation?
No, I do have a recommendation. Mike Judge, Beavis and Butthead.
Okay.
Um,
The new stuff,
yeah, dude,
or
go to
just all
Paramount
of it?
Plus. Yeah, go visit old Beavis and Butthead. It's classic. But and then they tried again in 2019, which was pretty good. But so it's hard to find on Paramount Plus because if you search Beavis and Butthead, you'll get like season 1 through 11, and it says Beavis and Butthead, Mike Judge. But if you search Mike Judge's Beavis and Butthead, you get the new one. And dude, it's just classic Beavis and Butthead. And my favorite thing about this is they do two things. They've encompassed the movie that just came out, but they do Beavis and Butthead in current times at their age, and then they do Beavis and Butthead middle aged. So there's like two parts in this series where Beavis and Butthead like have camera phones and they are in modern day and they're just dumb. Beavis and Butthead, they're doing things like escape rooms or dealing with stuff at school. Like it's funny, dude, because it's current and it's Beavis and Butthead being stupid. But then
Yeah.
midway through the season, they switch and they have the future Beavis and Butthead, the intelligent ones, like tell you the story that they grew up, and then you get to see middle-aged Beavis and Butthead being drunks and smoking cigarettes and being low lives and living off government money and stuff like that. Dude, classic dumbasses.
That's awesome.
Classic. And Tom Anderson's in it, and they're still dumbasses to him, and he still thinks that they're the greatest ones, but hates Beavis and Butthead, but he doesn't know their name because he's deaf and blind. And I guess the funniest thing, dude, this one had me rolling. They watch YouTube videos now
Uh-huh.
in addition to music videos, and when they watch their YouTube videos, dude, there's one episode where this girl is doing an ASMR YouTube video, and that's the one I recommend highly because the back and forth between Beavis and Butthead about this video, I was wheezing, dude. I was dying how funny they were. So I'm glad it's back. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm glad that there's a revival and they break the fourth wall. They understand MTV and stuff like that. It's just Beavis and Butthead's back, and I'm glad because it brought me back to the day where I had to like, always felt like I had to sneak watching Beavis and Butthead, but now I don't, and I can watch it really as much as I want.
I had the thing. How many episodes are there?
12.
12 for the new ones?
Yeah, full season, dude.
Okay.
No half seasons or anything like that. And I mean, dude, they're just stupid. Like one of them, they are talking about not Mean Girls, but the other movie where she switches bodies. What's that one called?
Freaky Friday?
Something like that. And Butthead's like describing the plot of the movie, and then meanwhile they're in the convenience store and they're shaking soda bottles and putting them back. Some guy grabs it and soda gets all over him, and he comes by and just knocks her head, gives him a concussion, and they wake up and they think they're in a Freaky Friday scenario. Beavis thinks he's Butthead, and midway through they switch clothes and they start beating each other up like themselves because they're like Butthead thinks he's beating up Beavis.
Yeah.
Just classic. This is animation that just like will never die unless Mike Judge dies, because Mike Judge is all the characters, and I'm glad he's still very involved in it too.
Yeah. Yeah. I seen some of the first episodes, and like it's still classic Beavis and Butthead, but like you said, like I like how they adapt a little bit. All right, we're gonna use YouTube videos. That's what everyone's doing now. So and I love that aspect of it, but it's still just great seeing them. It's their commentary now on our modern day age. Like it's awesome.
Yes, because the recent movie that came out was them in some sort of time travel situation, and it's you got to watch the movie because it actually plays into the new series and how they can make that happen. I mean, they
Yeah.
introduced Space Beavis and Butthead,
Yeah.
and like a
Yes, you know.
multiverse of Beavis and Butthead. And when in any scenario would you need a multiverse of Beavis and Butthead?
Probably never, but I'm glad it's there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Nice. Nice. I need to watch more of those. Um I've been looking for this movie for a while, and I just happened to be on, one of those free streaming services, Tubi, which, with the whole rabbit thing during the Super Bowl commercials, um, which I guess their whole thing is like, come to their site and go down the rabbit hole, right? Just never leave it, right? Like something like YouTube. Um, I went on there just like, hey, just checking it out, don't know what's going on, and I found The Little Giants on there.
On what side again?
Is on Tubi, but I'm sorry, guys. Like, I think it's already gone. It went out like yesterday, so my bad. I should have made this recommendation beforehand. But if you have not, like, I'm sure you probably rent it like on like Amazon or iTunes or something. But dude, like the Little Giants, that was like one of those movies I grew up like on it with as a kid, and it's about all the reject kids that didn't get on the football team. They make their own team, and they're gonna go play the cool kids in their football. And it's just hilarious because they got all the silly characters, right? Just goofing around, trying to learn how to play football, and then it's just a feel good movie because of how they all come together to uh I mean, I don't know if this is a spoiler, but like come together to compete. Let's put it that way. Compete with the kids that no one thought they could compete with. So uh really good. Rick Moranis is in it. Ed um O'Neill. I was gonna say Holmes, but that's right. O'Neill is in it. They play brothers, and they're competing against one another because there's that rivalry. Like Rick Moranis is the reject kid, and Ed was the superstar football player, and so it's the come on those the underdogs rooting for the underdog story, and it's just hilarious. I love it. So I always thought it was Disney, but it's not Disney. Because
It's
I kept on
not?
looking. I don't think so. I kept on looking on Disney Plus, and it's not there. I think it's like Universal or something.
It is Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers. There it is. So maybe
So it was
you'll
only
see
on
it show
Tubi
up
for a
on
little bit?
HBO. I don't know how long it was there. I just happened to go on there and I found it. And here's the other thing. Like, I thought Tubi always did like the ads like throughout. I watched the whole thing throughout with no interruption. So it was awesome. So maybe I have two recommendations is, hey, check out Tubi. They do have some good content on there. And also if go find Little Giants because that movie is the shit. So
I'm looking to see if I have yeah, it is on here, but where else can you watch it? There has to be other areas to watch it.
well, if it's Warner
Maybe
Brothers,
maybe one to go look. Yeah.
yeah, it might be on HBO Max, but I swear I've been looking for it and I could not find it for the longest time, and then I ran into it. So also it didn't help I was looking in the wrong spots. So
Devin Sawa
Little
was in it.
Giants. Yeah, young Devin Sawa. So
You know what
there
you
you
just
go.
did? You made me download Tubi because I didn't have it and it's now downloading.
It's free,
Tubi's
man.
free, right?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
totally free. Like there are some where you gotta watch some ads, but dude, like it's no different than Roku, and I think I don't know how these free services are doing it, but dude, they're getting some decent content on it, man. Like it's you just gotta watch the occasional ad on there. Like it's not that big of a deal. Like even the stuff that I pay for, dude, like Peacock and Paramount, like I still have to watch ads occasionally, and I'm paying for that. So this is free, and I gotta watch a few ads. What's the big deal?
Good call on Little Giants.
Thank
Hey,
you.
I just gotta say one more thing, dude. Last episode we had Kaiden on, right?
Yeah.
And his recommendation of Scooby Doo versus Velma was totally valid. And I love seeing that perspective and that he just like doubled down on like a remake of Scooby-Doo in the late 2000s, and kudos, because those are series that should stay with you for a long time, you know? And
Yeah.
I think Velma was trying to do something like that, but it's not there, dude. It's not there.
They're trying to capitalize on what Harley Quinn was, and you're right. I think they're trying too hard, and it's not there. So, and it makes you wonder, like, should they have just done like adult rated Scooby Doo? Like that probably would have been more fun, but whatever. Lesson learned, HBO
Well,
Max.
Kaiden says it was pretty close, the one that he's watching. I mean,
I need to watch that. The fact that he said that was so connected. I didn't know Scooby Doo had something like that where they had a season with the overarching story arc that you would see, that's really cool. I didn't know they did that with that remake of it, so I'm kind of excited
yeah.
to watch that. That's a good time, man. Like I feel like that was a good time for some decent animated content there, so I'm gonna check it out at some point. So
Let's
all
do
right.
it.
Yep. Thank you everyone for listening. Ryan, good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you too, Peter.
Always fun.
You get better.
Thank you. I will keep on putting on my cream on my rashes, and they'll go away eventually. I just know it.
You need to post that on the YouTube channel, just an ASMR of Peter just putting on creams while watching horror movies in the background.
That's the hardest one, man. So it's like right in the middle of my back, and I can't see back there, as you can imagine, and that's a pretty entertaining one to try to watch me do that. Like, so, maybe that's what's we get that Patreon going again and put that there. You gotta pay for that shit.
You gotta pay for that ASMR. I'll make some too. Like watching I don't know, Little Giants with the sound off and crinkling papers or something.
Okay.
Or watching Little Giants, but the soundtrack to Married with Children.
Nice.
Anyway, moving on. Peter, you have a
Yep.
great night and feel
Thanks,
better.
you too.
And we'll see you soon. We got a couple things coming up this March and April, so be well.
Yeah. See you guys.